So Mark Carney is sort of a liability, and he wasn't met with open arms. He wasn't able to negotiate any kind of deal in Europe. So he left Europe empty-handed with no trade deal, no new relationship, nothing to show for himself. And the only thing that did happen was he had that embarrassing feud with his own doting press, like the people who were on his side, like Rosemary Barton of the
Mhm.
CBC, speaking very condescendingly to them and sort of unnecessarily picking a fight with him. So from my perspective, Mark Carney's entire trip to London, to England, was a total disaster. He came home empty-handed, and that is really a story that our prime minister wasn't able to deliver on anything. He
It was
went
just a
he went to
waste.
Europe. Yeah, he went to Europe to try to show that we don't need Americans, and he came back with basically the idea that we actually do need the Americans because nobody else wants to be our partner. What do you think of all that?
I have so many thoughts about that and things that I'm potentially nitpicking just a little bit too much. But I think in general, of course, it is important for a new leader to go and meet all of your allies around the world. Obviously, the fact that it was Europe and it wasn't, I don't know, maybe China to help with the 100% tariffs that the media is simply just not outraged about at all, that is going to absolutely wipe out a lot of industry in the prairies, especially. That's bizarre. It's bizarre that it wasn't with the U.S. I think overall, I don't think that Donald Trump would take Mark Carney seriously at this point until he wins a federal election. So perhaps that could have something to do with it as well. The one thing that I will say, and this is me potentially just nitpicking a little much, is the fact that you have Donald Trump who has been going after everybody. It's not just Canada. It's far from just Canada. And one thing that Donald Trump has been very, very particular about has been to remove the elites, the globalist initiatives and agendas out of America. And in that same time frame, you have Mark Carney, who is elected, who certainly, if you do some research, you can put some pieces together there. And then you also have the leaders in both France and the UK, who are all a part of these same types of organizations. And it's really fascinating to me, and perhaps this is just something more to think about, that our Prime Minister, Mark Carney, rather than going to mend relationships with something that's going to hurt our economy even more, he decided to go and, I don't know, hang out with, I guess, for a few days, some other leaders whose countries economically and culturally are very much in the same disaster that ours are.